I've been a therapist for almost 30 years and used lots of Eastern methodologies and energy work and supporting people from a multidimensional perspective. But this is something very different and new that I've brought into my practice. And it is called the emotion code. And it is based on the premise that we all have emotional baggage. If we've lived on earth and been here in a human body with human relationships, we've got baggage. And the idea is that we trap emotions that we can't maybe manage or handle. And some of them, we don't always have time to process emotions that happen in the moment, maybe because we're working or we're parenting or life is just so busy or we don't know how to process it. Maybe we just are overwhelmed by it. And so the idea is that the subconscious traps those negative emotions like sadness or sorrow or confusion or betrayal, those kinds of things. And then they get stuck there in our subconscious. So the emotion code is a way to quickly get them out of there. So unlike traditional therapy, we get those trapped emotions out without having to relive them or talk through them or even talk about them. Now, sometimes the subconscious just wants us to get a little bit of information so we know what we're releasing, but other times we don't even know why we trapped indecisiveness. Maybe we went through a period where we could not figure out an answer to something and we just went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And instead of resolving that feeling of not being able to make a decision, we trap indecisiveness, which can create a lot of problems with clarity moving forward, right? And so the other cool thing is that we can have inherited trapped emotions. So just like we inherit certain genetic traits from our family, we can inherit the emotions that they trapped, that they couldn't manage or that they couldn't get rid of. And this can go generations back. We can trap emotions that don't really even have a lot to do with this lifetime, actually. And so it's kind of that idea that, I've always had this feeling of sort of helplessness, let's say, or hopelessness. Maybe it's just you've done great things in your life, but underneath you just had this kind of feeling like, I can't do this, or I feel unsupported, or I feel taken for granted, or you have some kind of little emotional signature that it's not really yours. It's actually could also sometimes be something that was passed down to you, or something that you even trapped in utero, which means you have the hum of that energy around you and in you for your whole life. So they talk in the emotion code about it being like growing up beside a factory and you turn the factory off and all of a sudden you can hear the birds sing. And everything seems clearer and calmer. And that's what it's like. I think I'll let other people tell you what the experience has been like for them. I have some testimonials that some of the people that I've worked with have sent to me around their experiences with the emotion code. So you can just read for yourself and see if it's something you want to look further into. I really love this work because at the time when I had my heart wall cleared, which is a whole bunch of trapped emotions sort of woven around the heart, a lot of things changed in my life. I mean, my life was good, but I didn't know what was possible, and a lot more was possible. And when I had my heart wall cleared, all kinds of new things opened up in a number of different areas of my life. That's when I got sold on it. It's also something, for those of you that are familiar with the medical medium community, it's also something that many of the practitioners there recommend because for some reason this technique works. It just does work. I don't know why, but it works. Okay, so if you're curious about this work and it's speaking to you on some level, I want to give you lots of options about how you can make this happen for yourself in your life. And there are 3 different ways. One is to work with me. I would love to work with you and help you and show you what an emotion code session looks like and have you feel those benefits of lightness and just releasing some things that you don't need anymore. You don't need to carry. There's already enough of an uphill feeling right now. We don't need to carry extra suitcases on our back. So that's an option for you. But if that doesn't work for you at this time, then I am going to do a free group release. So it will be a small group of us, and if this works out well, I'll do one a month, and each person will be able to release one trapped emotion. And we can ask to release the loudest one, the one that's like bothering you the most. So maybe that is of interest to you. So go to truthaches.com. That's the name of my book that's coming out in the fall. I can't wait. I'll tell you more about that later. 7 years in the making. And finally, if those two ways aren't working for you, but you're still curious, then you know what you can do? You can get the book and you can learn how to do this yourself. So here's the book. It's called The Emotion Code by Dr. Bradley Nelson. He's the developer of this. It's been around a long time. There's research on it as well. And so you can grab the book, read it, study it, and with the muscle testing, because it requires muscle testing, you just have to practice. All right. So hopefully one of those three avenues will work for you. And I do think this is a time where it's so important that we're part of the bridge from the old world to the new world, right? And so as a bridge, if we're the bridge, like things aren't idyllic, but things aren't as bad as they were maybe some centuries ago or some times ago. So we're this bridge helping humanity take this step forward into something new. And I think the more, it always comes back to ourselves, right? The more we can clear in ourselves, the more we can support this transition and really be the connector to this new reality that is on its way in. It's coming. It's going to be a lot easier if we're lighter. That's the thing. And that's why I think this is such important work. Okay, I'm going to share some testimonials, and I want to thank you for sticking around, because maybe this is for you, but maybe it's for someone that you know and love. Maybe we can help those around us as well find these services and find these supports. And thanks for sticking around. You're the best. I hope your day is so sweet, just like you are. Okay.